Hello and welcome. I'm starting a bit early today. Normally I start around 3 o'clock. I've got my kids up here just in case I end up having to leave or pause during the live stream. We're waiting to hear about blood test results for Zena. She hasn't been doing very well the last few days. So we had to get her into the vet yesterday, get checked out, and we're just waiting to hear. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's just been a change in diet and the kibbles are not making her tummy very happy. So we're hoping that's what it is and not her diabetes and something else causing an issue. But needless to say, that has me somewhat stressed out. I'll talk a bit about that shortly when I get to my books. Usually, books are what can help me get through, but I don't know. I'm just kind of in this spot where a lot of things are getting on my mind and kind of harder to block out. So instead of reading lately, I've been doing some coloring. This is a scratch coloring that I did, the dragon and the different colors. That came out of, I thought I could grab it easier, Mythical Creatures. And I really enjoy this, and there's a lot of neat pictures to do with it. And you just use the little tool in the back to take the markings off. I'll see if I can find a blank page here. Oh, here's one. So it starts out like this, and they have the design on it, and then you just scratch it off, and oh, there's a pretty fairy type I might do next. I know it's hard to kind of see. I wonder if there we go, turn the light on, and you just scratch off the shapes and then the colors show up. So that's kind of very low stress coloring because you don't have to think about the colors. They just show up as you scratch them off. And I'm thinking of maybe incorporating those into my journal project. So I'll have to wait and see. I'm still gathering up all my supplies for that. I've also been getting into some of my other coloring books. So I had some fun with little fish. I have definitely been into my Color Me Effin' Calm book, and I finished one picture from there last night. There we go. I don't know if I'll end up cutting them separate and doing something with that. I have a couple of others. I may have to cover up one of the words on here. Now this one is cute. Let's see. I'll cover it like that. Hey, Jenny. I like this one for the little kids. So I may take the words out, just color in the kids and use them to decorate a journal or something. And then I have the kitty cat. And again, I don't know, I may move the words, but yeah, so coloring's been kind of getting me through lately. And then I started this design last night, and I may just end up cutting around part of it instead of doing the whole picture. I'm not sure. But I've been sharing a bit about my whole dental adventures. And this is just going to be short and sweet. So I had to go to the specialist, and they found out that I have this thing called TMJ. And basically, what it means for the left side of my mouth is that the cartilage has moved back a bit. So if I open my mouth too wide or too long, it snaps trying to close it. That in turn means that trying to do a root canal or something is somewhat problematic because, of course, you have to open your mouth. So now I have to consider whether I'm going for sleep dentistry because then I'll be relaxed and they should be able to do it. Because the big bugaboo with this scenario is the tooth I went in to get taken care of is still in there because the muscles around the jaw went into a spasm and it was just a big mess. Let's say it's a good thing I said, no, we're done this appointment for today, not happening. And yeah. So it is what it is. There's a treatment you could go for here. It involves a day guard and a night guard that I'd have to wear for potentially 3 or 4 months, which may or may not help with getting some of the cartilage back to where it should be. Hey, Dee Dee, nice to see you here. So it's a maybe. There's no guarantee that that would work. And it's 5,000 Canadian dollars for a maybe. Here's how my mind works. It's a maybe. There's no guarantee that it would fix it. A lot of frickin' bookshop hauls. So maybe fix a jaw, go to Goodwill for years and get books. Yeah, I'm going book shopping. I mean, the books are a guarantee. I know what's shaken with that. The other thing, not so much. And the reality is, touch wood, and my table that this is on is wood. I'm not in pain. I'm not currently having issues. This could potentially not get any worse. I just have to be careful about what I eat. So, corn on the cob or chewing an apple are no longer things that will ever be happening for me because that's when my jaw locks. But I can cut corn off the cob or there's corn in a can. So it's all good. It's just having to get the mindset of one more skeletal structural thing to deal with. So I'm okay. It's just frustrating of, there's no definite fix. The reality is I'm 60. So, the bones have been put through a lot in my lifetime, and that's okay too. There's lots of things I can still do. If you've seen my earthing videos when I'm outside, yes, I have to wear a back brace because of my lumbar and and the mess there. But exactly, Jenny. And hey, I'm still laughing, so that's got to be good. That's got to count for something, right? As much as I love corn on the cob when it comes in season, there's other ways to enjoy it. I can cut up apples. So, like I said, it's all good. And again, there's lots of ways to enjoy things and do stuff. So whether I'm having to figure stuff out with the arthritis, meaning wear a back brace to do my yard work, or just eating, like I said to my husband, because, they've told me that eating soft foods, especially right now while things are calming down from the appointment a few weeks ago, I have to eat soft foods. So, hey, I love pasta, so I'll be eating a lot of mac and cheese and different stuff, and I don't mind that. Hey, Dad, how are you? Whole night think, oh no. going wrong? Aw. Well, hun, we're gonna share some laughs and hopefully you feel better. I totally get the anxiety part as well. It can be frustrating and it's difficult. And I've been really thinking about a lot of different things. And yeah, I think right now, so many of us have different things going on, whether it's our physical health, stressing about the world in general, about families. And see, I did say I'm going to have to go on mute for a minute. So talk amongst yourselves. Hello. Okay, so that was hilarious. She made a beautiful cat, Jenny. She sent me a picture. So that was funny because it wasn't the blood test results. We have to wait for the vet to get back to us about that, and it'll be later. But anyhow, it has to do with a liquid medication for Xena and the cost. So she'll call me back later. See, it's one of those funny things. My phone rarely rings. Here I am in the middle of a live stream. When does the phone ring? While I'm in the middle of a live stream. So I'm still, how's everyone? Oh, stuck at work for another hour 15. Just struggling, can't make a video or read. I'm doing crafts. And I'm going to put this up, Bab, because you know what? And we did just have a conversation about this. And I think it's, hey, Noah, good to see you, hun. I think it's important to give ourselves permission that it's okay to not make a video or read sometime. Jack on Spreadbook Joy just had a video about that. I've been doing my coloring instead. I'm just checking. I hope I've said hello to everybody. If I haven't, I'm sorry if I missed you. Um, but I think that we need to give ourselves permission that it's okay to not always be pumping out content, especially if we're not feeling it. And it's okay to not read all the time. There are other things. I mean, Noah and Bad Jess, you both have your crochet that you do as well. Jenny, you probably have other things as well as reading. Some people have work. I'll be honest, I wish I had work, but it just isn't currently in the cards right now. And that, to be honest, gets to me some days. As much as I love being home and all of that, there are days I miss being at work because you have that interaction with other people, you have that distraction and that type of thing, right? So there's so many different things. And yeah, see, Jenny, I haven't made a video in over a month. And again, there's other things on the go. There's life, there's work, there's our health, there's just so many things. And we need to give ourselves permission that that's okay. And I had said to Jess during our chat on Voxer, and, Kat and I have talked about it as well. And see, my mind's going to go traveling at the moment. Oh, no, duh, I finally remembered. It's this amazing group of people, our little booktube group that chit chats either through live streams or Voxer or email. And I love that we're all chill. It isn't, oh, you didn't watch my latest video. What's that about? And stuff like that. We all know that we're there for each other, that it's okay if someone's having a bad day or whatever. We reach out, we lend support. It's not, oh, well, you should be making videos or you should be doing this. No, you should be taking care of you and doing what makes you feel better. I shared some of my coloring pages at the start of the stream. I also played with my fingernails, so that makes me feel better. I went shopping at Goodwill when I got the few days after I got the news about this whole TMJ adventure thing. So there's just so many things we have in our toolbox to take care of ourselves, and we're looking out for each other, and I think that's awesome. I mean, it takes the pressure off quite a bit. And I'm just checking up with the comments too. Do you feel the anxiety instead of enjoying the day? Your mind's like, I need to make a video. At the moment, I'm okay because I'm ahead. Since I figured out that I can make videos and schedule them for posting, that has taken a huge stress off because I know I have things in advance. So I'm trying to plan more to have a few days off here and there. And I'm lucky because typically I can do maybe 3 videos in a morning, depending on the subject and whatnot. So I'll get those recorded, and then it's sitting and doing the editing and deciding what I want to do for that. So I'm finding I can give myself a day or two and not have to record or think about it or anything like that. So for me, that's made a bit of a difference of getting things ahead of time. Jenny, I cheat. I jumper chat in everyone else's stream. And yes, you are on with me the 14th of November. I'm looking forward to that so much. That will be fun. And Jess, we need to get you scheduled when you're feeling up to it. Being social, enjoying readings, way more enjoyable. And I agree. And Jess, I had put in one of my comments recently. It was just a few months ago. I was thinking about just packing it in, saying nerds to being a content creator. And I'm just going back to being a viewer because there are so many amazing channels out there. I try and keep up, I try and leave comments and make sure that when I go in, the first thing I do is like a video, watch it, all of that. But yeah, being a creator there's a lot to it. And I'm not surprised. And Jenny, this isn't you, this is someone else I had seen. It's been 5 months. I mean, they did great. They had a ton of support and subs and all of that. And they made 3 videos, and that was it from 5 months ago. And, it could be life got busy. They decided they didn't want to do it. There is so much to it. It's, finding the time, getting everything set up. If you use a phone or a laptop, whatever, it all takes planning, and then the content. And I know myself, there have been some I've put up and I've been really proud of, spent a lot of time on them, and they got a few views and that was it. There's others I've been rambling, whatever, knocked it off in no time, and they get a ton of views. So, yeah, trying to figure out YouTube and that whole algorithm thing it's a short trip to crazy town. Like it just isn't worth it. And I feel you're not failing everyone, Jenny. Got talked into starting and then choked. You know what, Jenny? You do what feels best for you, and you're not letting anybody down. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort. You have a job, you have family, just figure out if it's what you want to do. And you know what? If it isn't, then don't do it, honey. Just don't put that pressure on yourself. We love and adore you, whether you're making videos or not. I definitely appreciate you popping in to the live streams and commenting on videos and things. So you decide what's going to work best for you and go from there. Jess, videos are fun to make, but when it comes out like a job or a guilt, it's not healthy. Actually, I agree with your opinion, Jess. And here's the thing for me. I look at a job and work as two different things. For me, work was what I did to get a paycheck so that I could do other things. A job is something that I loved doing and that makes your heart sing, that brings you joy and that brings you happiness. And I think with YouTube, it's the same thought, right? If it starts feeling like work, and especially if you're a dinky channel like me, so, there's no monetization, there's no donations or any of that stuff. When it starts feeling like work, yeah, then it becomes draining and then you're missing out on the other things. When you feel like making a video and you get excited and you really want to do that and share it with other people, that's when to make the videos, I think, anyway. And just the same, you're not failing at all, Jenny. Everyone and having fun. And that's exactly true. We all support each other in different ways, whether that's sending each other emails, silly pictures on Voxer. I know people are connected on Discord and other things. I'm not. I'm YouTube or Voxer email, but there's just so many lovely connections and being supported. A truly fun friend to have. Agreed. Thought it was. Let me know which I can do either one, Jenny. So the 14th or the 21st. I'm open. Let me know whichever one works best for you. Changing. I feel like it's more growing in numbers rather than books. So much pressure. And you know what, Jess? Let go of the pressure. Just let go of the pressure. Personally, I've been sharing in my comments, partly because I'm excited, because there's finally some growth after 2.5 years. But I've watched some other people who have been at it for under 8 months. Book chat with Pat, and I'm happy for her. I'm super excited for her. 8 months, she's over 2,000 subs. And I mean, it's great. But I've also been, at it for 2.5 months. or 2.5 months, 2.5 years. And I'm going, holy crap, I'm not even at 300. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my content? And then I'm like, no, don't compare. I mean, people have their own audiences. Different people come to channels for different reasons. I know there are some who are just here for my Friday cats, some who are here for the nature videos, some who are here for the book videos, some for all three, and that's okay. To be honest, the only stat that I pay attention to, and I have for months, is the returning viewers, because that tells me that I'm making content that people are interested in coming back for. And I really try to stay focused on that part of it, because you're right. When you start looking at other channels and what's happening with their channels, it it can be soul sucking. And I don't want it to be that. I want to share information. I want to keep connecting with awesome people and keep my focus there. I don't want it to be pressure or stress. And that's the other funny thing. And maybe because of the TMJ, one of the triggers for it is stress. So between my stenosis and arthritis, and fibromyalgia and TMJ, I can't afford to be stressed. I have to keep doing things that make me happy and bring me joy and take care of me. And I have now all these lovely people who I get to chat with and giggle and laugh with and just have a good time. So that's kind of where I'm at. 21. Ooh, happy early birthday. That's exciting. Yay, Jenny. Hey, I'm 60 and I haven't grown old yet. So, honey, you've got time for sure. And I will make sure to write down actually, I'm going to write it down right now. Da, 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 da. She says as she looks for paper. I'm going to put it on here. Oh, no, can't write on that one. I have a sticky note that I'm going to put it on. But yeah, I think a lot of people are feeling the stress. I've noticed it on different videos. I've noticed it in different conversations that, there's so much going on right now with health and stuff like that. And I will double check, Jenny. I probably did have the 21st written down and I just haven't put that on. But yeah, I think we all just need to take care of ourselves, do things that bring us joy and keep us in that happy place. And yeah, not feel pressured to do things we're not up to doing, whether that's making a video or doing a live stream or whatever. I mean, this week, and I've got this stack of books here, I've probably in the last week picked up 5 different books and then put them aside and picked something else up the next day. I couldn't get into them. I was going to start The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom. It was it looked like an interesting read. I've read a couple of his other books. It just wasn't doing it for me. I started The Secret of Shambhala the other day by James Redfield. In Search of the 11th Insight. I just finished his Creative Vision, which I enjoyed the read. And I started reading this. I've gotten a little way into it, but again, it was a pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. I'm still partway through Green Witchcraft. I had started it weeks ago. I enjoy the read. It's not all kinds of spells. There's history and information about runes and the tarot. I'd rather sit outside at the moment and enjoy my yard and nature rather than read about it. Now, the other thing with nature is the other day, sadly, one of our baby skunks passed away. So I had to give the little one a proper burial. And I know that's part of the funk going on with me right now, between stressing about Gina's health and my heartbreaking situation with the little skunk. It's been a week, we'll say that. I started Haunted Christmas Ghost Stories the other day. It was an enjoyable read, but again, I just couldn't keep getting into it. I started the Orion Mystery a few years ago, and I've read this book before. It's a reread. I love the topic. I enjoy Robert Bauval and Adrian Gilbert's writing, the information they have. I'm reading, but things aren't sticking in my head. Hello, Sean. Welcome. I started The Edge of Time. The final countdown has begun. Maybe not the best book to select. It's about the end times. Now, this was written in 1997. So obviously they're a titchy off on their predictions. And I started it and I just can't do it right now. I think because there's so many other things in my head, and the case that they make, I'm just not buying it. Inside the New Age Nightmare, Randall Bear. I started this. Usually I put right in the front. So when did I start this one? Oh, I've got a quote there. Oh, here, August the 30th. Titchy behind. I was curious to find out what this individual had to say, and so far what I've come across is it's someone who takes zero responsibility for their own actions, their own choices, and blames everything on everybody else. So I just got frustrated and thought, I can't read that. I've so run out of patience for individuals who won't take responsibility for their own choices. You just can't keep blaming everybody else. And another book that I started even before that is The Demon Haunted World by Carl Sagan. It's funny, I just saw Greg at another Bibliophile Reads talking about this book, and I enjoy Sagan's writing as well. Got waylaid and didn't end up getting to it. So this is part of what I've been starting. Well, these two I started months ago, but this is what I flipped through in the last 2 weeks. And I can't focus on them. It's why I got into the coloring. Now, part of it was I did read Journeys into the Unknown. I managed to finish this one in 2 days. It's awesome that I got to meet the author, Richard Palmisano, during a live stream. He came and joined me and talked about his book. This is one of his earlier books, and he was talking about his theories and investigations. He was a paranormal investigator. He started the Searcher group when he was 18 years old, and that group is still up and running. They have an amazing website. So his book, I did manage to get through in 2 days because I wanted to read through it again, and I'll be doing a deep dive video sometime in November. I also did manage, so maybe there's a theme going on, Monster Hunters, I finished. I started this a couple of months ago for the UFO part of the books. And this one has ghosts, UFOs, cryptids. Sorry, I just read Sean's comment. But Monster Hunters was a great read, and I finished it up. It'll tie in perfectly with the channel theme. So those two I did at least manage to finish. And I think right now part of what's getting me is I have so many books I've started and I need to finish. At least what I don't have, um, I'm getting distracted by reading the comments. Sorry. Uh, yeah, so I need to get that figured out, whether I need to set up a cube of books of started so I know where to finish them, that type of thing. I love Sagan, one of the few I haven't read. Okay, awesome. And I've basically with Sagan, I read Cosmos, Contact. So I'm just, oh, and I have his book, The Pale Blue Dot. And I haven't read that one yet either. So I have two, and I really enjoyed Sagan. I mean, he's the reason I got into astronomy and enjoyed it and really liked following that topic. So I'm looking forward to reading those. This is the one that cracked me up. Blaming Jenny for being here. It's not my fault. And of course, Jenny is more than happy to take the blame. So I thank both of you for those amazing chuckles. I always need a chuckle. But yeah, so I think it's not that I'm feeling overwhelmed. I think there's some anxiety, there's some different life things, and it's the transition with the weather. Yes, it is another onesie day. This isn't my dragon one, it's my stars. So it's cold here. I had to turn the furnace down so it didn't keep coming on. That always makes me not happy because it means I can't open all the doors and windows, which I love doing to get that fresh air in. Before I started the stream, I lit a vanilla incense stick placed where I don't have to worry about Tiki getting anywhere near it because she's a little monster. And last night, I made a couple of videos of her because as I was sitting and trying to color, she was stealing my pencil crayons and my markers, a little monkey. And at least right now, she's safe and sleeping. So maybe I have to color in the afternoons when she's having kitty nap time. But it's hard to say. She could even end up coming down from the cat tree going, "Oh, mom's got toys. I want to play with those." she's she's such a character. But yeah, so I think now I've got a nice wheelie cart and there's 3 trays on it. So what I've been thinking is maybe the top tray should be all my current reads because, well, let's see, I have 8 books there. Oh, that's sad because I've got at least 5 more with bookmarks sitting around. So they'll definitely all sit on the top tray. So I should just put those up there for currently reading and then work my way through them. The next tray could be my, I don't know, put on hold reading because, yeah, that one about the new age is it. I'm not itching to finish it. I would just finish it to say I'm done with it. And that's not the way I like to read a book. The end time one may end up being the same type of read, but if I put them on hold, then I'll get back to them at some other point because there are a few others I'd like to read and try and keep up with the theme that I have for ghost cryptids and vampires. So, yeah, I just need to get that figured out. And then I've been pulling together supplies to make my own journal for next year. Um, and I've been trying to figure out how to do that because I want to make sure I have a calendar so I have somewhere to do planning, especially as I'm inviting guests to live streams and reaching out to people so I can keep track of who's gotten back to me. Have I responded to them? Making sure I have the right dates. So, Jenny, good thing we chatted about that today. I would have double checked on the email, but either way, I just want to make sure that I'm more organized in that respect. And like I say, I'm glad that I have videos ahead, but I still haven't taken the week off that I started doing that for. And so far it's working okay. I'm not feeling pressured or stressed out about doing it. I just think it's funny that now here I am ahead and I still haven't taken time off. I mean, I had more time off when I actually worked. That's bizarre. And only took me a month to get back when you first emailed. And that happens too. And I'm fine with that. Like, I've come to realize that one, and I can be just as bad with email. Sometimes, and this is why when I get email, I will typically answer it right away. Because sometimes if I don't do that, it'll be weeks before I end up answering someone. And then I'm like, oh, crap. So I don't get stressed about that. I do know from, I think it was Gareth telling me the insane amount of emails that he gets. So, I mean, it's easy to lose that or, forget to get back to someone. And again, I think that comes back to the just have to chill and be okay that people get busy and have a lot on the go. And right now, just being really kind with each other and sharing laughs and doing the best we can to support and help each other, because there's just so much going on these days. And yeah, so with the journal, I mean, I'm having fun. And I've, tracked down a bunch of cool craft supplies I'd forgotten about. Oh, I still, speaking of, I still have one here because I haven't taken it downstairs yet. This is a cool thing I had bought years ago. So, see, it's a good thing I'm a pack rat and I've got all this stuff around. So, basically, it's an embossing tool. Let's see, I don't know if there we go. So you can make the shapes, and I've got, of course, little cat paws and things and party shapes. So, and I found out you need paper that's a little bit heavier. It really didn't show up much at all on the black paper. But so I have that to play with. And I've got my markers and different things, so it's been fun. But now what I'm going to have to do is, I think at this point I've decided I'm going to have one journal just for journaling and kind of a thought of the day. And so I'm not going to write pages and pages and pages like I used to. But I used to do it like that because it was getting everything out of my head and my place to vent and all of that. Now I find it's just as helpful to jot important things. And I tend to focus more on the gratitude and the blessings. So whether I've had a chance to see something outdoors, be it the cardinals or the skunks or feral cats, what have you, those are the kinds of things I jot about. Or, did I get some recording done? Did I get some editing done? Did Xena have a nice little snooze on me as I stretched out and read? She's snoozing on the bed right now, so that's all good as well. And I'm thinking if I put that there and I have another thing for the planning, kind of the day to day type of stuff, and I'd like to put quotes and different pictures. I'm going to put some of my coloring pages in there. And I've been watching Bobby at Paginator and Janie at the Crafting Bookworm and Donna Marie. I think it's Donna Marie Reads. And she's got different journal pages for a day. So, I mean, I'm getting great ideas, but now it's like my, it's like my growing pile of currently reading. Now I need to narrow it down. And I've thought of, and I still will do a vlog about the whole journal process. And hopefully I have it done before January, which is when I want to start using it. But sometimes I find I just want to sit and play with my craft stuff. I don't want to go grab my tripod and set up my camera, or sometimes I record with my laptop, but I I don't think people want to see me sitting there sorting through papers or picking and choosing different things. So what I've done is I've put a bunch of photos together when I was doing it, and then I'll just put some of it to music. I may do some of the other parts of the journal as far as a video together, but yeah, I'll see how it goes. Voxer's good instead of email. Badger someone if they don't get back. Well, there is that. I actually like Voxer, and I hadn't used it before, but I like it because you can do the voice message. So it's handy. You have the choice of either typing or leaving a voice message. And I'm enjoying it. And I have to thank Dave from Book Blather for that, because when we did our buddy read with Vin from Revenant Reads, I'd never used Voxer before. So I had to learn it, but it was cool. And I enjoy it because you're right. If you don't hear from someone, you can always send a message again or type a message. Don't really have that much to do, champion procrastinator. Sometimes, Jenny, procrastinating is a good thing. There are some things I've considered doing, and then it's like, oh yeah, I should get that done. And thankfully, I've waited, especially with some videos and such things. And then other information and things come forward, and it's like, whew, glad I didn't hop all over that. So I'm not so sure it's procrastinating anymore, rather than taking some time to chill, and and it works out for the better because, yeah, sometimes, and I'm just pulling my sleeves down because I'm getting a little chilly. May have to go turn the furnace up so it does come on. But yeah, I think sometimes taking that pause and not hopping right onto things isn't necessarily a bad idea, especially with, like I say, whether it's been books or other things. I'm glad I waited because, I don't enjoy sounding like a dumbass. Sometimes, I blather and I might say stupid things on my videos, but well, actually, the videos I'm a bit better because I can edit some of the stupid out of there. Live streams, on the other hand, I have to be like uber careful. It's like, oh, did I just offend somebody? And I hope not. And I certainly never intentionally mean to, but yeah, I can definitely relate to what Jess was saying as well is, sometimes you just don't feel like making a video, or sometimes you feel stressed about the numbers, and it can be soul crushing. I mean, I know when I first reached out to a number of people and emailed them and said, what do you do on your channel, and how do you not have it knock you in the nads when you're doing stuff? And you just do the best you can. In my opinion, make content that you enjoy making, and then look for your peeps. And because what you enjoy making is what they enjoy watching and they're looking for. And when you can make that connection and you build that sense of community, to me, that's success, whatever the numbers are. I mean, I always say, yes, would it be nice to have a bigger sub count? Of course. But on the other hand, I love being a small channel. I have met so many incredible, supportive people in the last few months who are always cheering you on and reaching out and showing support, giving constructive comments on, how to do things, or if they've enjoyed part of a video, so that to keep that in. There's just But there's so much to learn in terms of YouTube, in terms of how to present, all of that kind of stuff. And I agreed with when Jess said in her comment too. I think she either had said it to me on Voxer or in here, of you get people suggesting stuff and do this, do that, and try this, try that. And I've watched a number of those channels as well that give you all the tips, do this, do that, tags, and yada yada. And none of it has ever worked for me. I mean, I've tried. Now, here's what I find hilarious. And I don't know if anyone else has noticed or not, but for about 2 weeks now, I have never once in my videos mentioned hit the like button or subscribe. I stopped doing that 2 weeks ago. I still ask for comments because I want to know what people think about the books and different parts of the videos, and get book suggestions. But I stopped saying subscribe, and I've actually had more subscribers in the last 2 weeks than I had in some of the other weeks prior to, which is hilarious because, of course, all these how-to videos tell you to, call people to action, make sure you mention it. And I'm thinking, everybody on YouTube knows that, unless this is their first or second day on YouTube. Everybody knows what to do after the video. It's kind of, hello, if you're not subscribed and you want to keep watching this person, subscribe. So to me, there's just and I'm looking all ghostly pale. It's this, oops, that makes it even more. I'll have to see eventually. And here's the other thing, because I'll be working on my craft / recording room downstairs, and that's where I'll typically be doing my live streams from, because that way, if I'm off in that room, then when my husband comes home or he's sitting upstairs reading, he isn't like creeping me out because he's sitting there with his tablet, and I feel weird talking, and I know he's listening to me, but he's not listening to the live stream, like as in to be part of it. So once I get that room set up and I've got my fancy lights and whatnot down there, then it'll be a little bit different. And yeah, so I've got, my reading to get on track. I'm loving the, see if I say it right, spooky, scary skeleton readathon from Nicole. at Nicole's Bookish Nook, mainly because stress. Like she's got 8 prompts, but there's no pressure, there's no race, there's, do read what you can, and if you get them done, woohoo, and if you don't, woohoo. It was a busy month, and I'm really enjoying that. I think I have just 2 more books to finish, and so I've got till the end of next week to do that. Vin invited me to be a co-host for an event that he has planned in December from Revenant Reads. So I'm excited about that. That'll be a whole new learning curve. I haven't been a co-host before, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of good things happening in terms of, new contacts, finding new books, and I've got to get some of that list straightened out a bit as well, because I do ask people if they read some of the books I've mentioned, let me know what they think, because we all have such different experiences. I just watched a video yesterday. So Scott, I think. Except I can't. Hey, Dee Dee. What have you missed? Let's see. Well, we were chatting about books, crazy long, crazy long, currently reading books and not being able to get into them. Take care, Sean. Thanks so much for popping in. Nice to meet you. So we were chatting, not getting caught up in YouTube analytics, not draining yourself or forcing yourself, having to make videos, Carl Sagan and procrastination. We're talking about Carl Sagan books and, yep, procrastinating. What else were we chatting about? Oh, me running out of patience with authors who take no responsibility for their choices and blame everybody else. And that was part of what's been putting me into the slump. I think that kind of sums it up. And actually, Dee Dee, I do need to, I'll be mentioning in one of my posts in the very near future about live streams and productivity. So I'll be sure to make sure I mention you. And yours are every Wednesday, I believe. And I know there's a number of other people, Ven and Noah and Nicole, and I'm probably missing somebody who has them as availability permits to do the reading sprints and productivity. Luna, there we go. Luna also has them. Alan and Greg and Dave and Gareth tend to do guests more than reading sprints. And and Kat, but I know right now she's on hiatus, still coming to terms with the changes. MJ, YouTube advice videos. Yeah, and I mean, they're handy to watch and listen to. I just find there's so many different, it's like books. Different books work for different people, and different things on YouTube work for different people. Hashtags, I don't find they've made a huge difference. I notice some people have a ton of them, so maybe that's why they get more views. I don't know. Different quality and types of videos, or how they speak, or how they present. But even with that, I find there's just such a variety. I think for me, it's the community building. Yeah, I agree, Jenny. I enjoy reading sprints. Always fun to see the wide range of books that everyone's reading. Yeah, I find it's a great way to take a pause. And I love that, again, at least the ones I've been to, everyone's chill and relaxed about what they're doing during the sprint. So some people are reading books, some people are editing their videos or making videos or doing crafts. And then there's that social time in between. So it's kind of cool. It's like being at someone's living room and everyone just kind of chilling out, hanging out, and just having a good time. I mean, that's where I've met a number of people. I met Ven through Kat's reading sprints. I've met Noah through Ven. Um, Jenny, I think we met through Alan and Greg and their live stream. Dee Dee, I had the pleasure to meet by being on Noah's live stream a while ago. So it's so cool, and meeting so many different people, because different people pop in at different times to the sprints depending on work schedules and time of day and other things. So it's kind of nice to be able to meet new people, connect with people who are regulars. And I know, just a sec, I try and pop in when I can. Some days I may not be on YouTube, or I've got something else on the go, because typically I catch up on the videos in the evenings. Yeah, I agree. I usually find at least one new channel on each stream. And that's what I find too, is I am finding so many amazing new channels. And to be honest, I'm looking for the small channels. So when I notice that people are 500 below, then I like to check out their channel and show support. It gives me a chance to look at their different videos. And I'm certainly not the only one that's been at this for a while and still teeny tiny. And I mean, that's not a complaint on my part. There's been a lot of huge learning curves, but I'd say I've really just found my peeps in probably the last 4 to 5 months ish. And that's been nice. I mean, I've enjoyed really getting to know people a little bit more, the different books and authors to check out, the support in terms of doing things on YouTube. The sun, we've got a little bit of cloud. We had rain yesterday and it was cool. And now the sun's deciding whether it's hiding behind clouds or not. But yeah, I'm really grateful for the connections and being able to do things like this and chat with people. It is kind of funny kind of being here on my own. It's been nice having guests and being able to not talk the whole time and just let somebody else chit chat. And it's nice that when people have been on, they're happy to come back again. So that tells me they had a good time. We've had lovely interaction with viewers as well. So that's wonderful. And yeah, it's uh it's been a whole adventure. But Jenny, what are you thinking in terms of your channel? Are you I guess the bottom line question is, are you wanting to make videos? Like, do you find it fun and enjoyable, and is it just timing, or not so much and you'd rather not do it? Because it has to be what you enjoy doing, hun. I mean, I'm having fun, but just catching up with, yeah, exactly. Um, just catching up with the tags. And I was saying with Pat as well, because she just tagged me in another one the other day. So I think 2 or 3 she tagged me behind. And so I was joking. I said, I'm going to have a week of just tag videos to try and catch up, because there's still one I need to do from then. And I've got one from Book Buds that will take me a little bit of time because it's the games tag. So I need to really think and figure out how I'm going to present that, but that will be so much fun. And you know what? Don't read critically, can't review. You have an opinion. That's what it is. And actually, because I don't read critically either. I mean, I read to find out, is it information I enjoy? Is it a story I enjoyed? And that's how I end up making my comments. I don't get into really heavy duty details about plot and setting and all that type of thing. And I think it's your channel. Describe the book the way that you want. I don't think it doesn't need to be that detailed. I know myself when I'm watching videos, what I'm listening for as a viewer is, was it a good book? Did it have a good story to it? Characters? I tend to pay attention. Are there animals in the book or not? So I always appreciate when someone mentions something like that. I just want to know, is it a good, fun read or an informative read? I'm not looking at it like school where it has to be a heavy duty breakdown. So the fact that you've read and you've read so extensively is, just talk about the books that you've read, and talk about why you did or didn't enjoy them. To me, that makes a good video, because, and I also look at the titles. And when I do my titles, and I'm sure most suggestion things would say I do it wrong, I put in my title what I'm talking about, the name of the book, or if it's the cats or nature, because I figure that's what people are going to read. And if I've covered a certain one title in a book, then that's what I'm going to name the video, so that if someone's searching for that particular title, then that's what they're going to find. And that's why I put all the titles in my description box below as well. One, because if sometimes they can't hear me, or maybe I didn't say it clearly, but they're interested in the book, then they can find all the titles I've mentioned down below. And I do that with my book haul videos as well. And yay me, I've even added all my titles to my bookmaster list now. So woohoo, I'm all caught up in that respect. So again, things are coming together, and I just need to keep focusing on they're all coming together. And yeah, just kind of take it one day at a time, and be happy for the sunshine. And I'm still itching to get outside. I have a few things I need to get done out in the yard, and well, we'll see if that presents itself in terms of time. Have to figure out with the books and get that set up, because part of me wants to have them by subject. So I know I've got my astronomy books. Whoops, wrong one. Astronomy books here, astrology books. Then I've got all my colors and crystals therapy over here, all the plant-based books over here. Who else do I have? Oh, yeah, plant-based books, frequency, synchronicity, all of that. These guys are channeling, psychics, exercises, my reference, but as I just noticed the Stephen King big short stories in there, the Canadian joke books, Stuart McLean, reference books. Craft books are in the cube down below, but I think those are going to go downstairs when I get the room figured out. And then the other cube is some of my fiction books. But on the other side, I've got a whole cart with all my spooky ghost stories, vampire books, that type of thing. So, and then I've got my cubes of wanna read, started reading, and put back. So I just need to get it all kind of figured out and yeah, decide where I'm going with this reading thing. Excuse me. It's either allergies, which it shouldn't be, but we haven't really had we've had frost a couple of times here, but I have plants that are starting to bloom again, which is crazy because it's almost the end of October and not normal for this area. So I don't know. But yeah, hopefully this reading slump, well, it will switch. I mean, hopefully later today we hear about Xena. That's one big stressor, hopefully off the plate. This TMJ thing, it isn't causing me pain or an issue at the moment. So and I talked to the dentist this morning. So there's one more thing off the plate. As far as the election stuff in the US, there's nothing I can do about that. It's not up to me to do the voting or anything. So I just have to trust that will work out and not get caught up in stressing about it because it's going to be what it's going to be. And like everything else in the world, then we, figure it out from there and do the best we can moving forward. I've got the journal project, which I'm really wanting to get into and just spend a day playing, getting pages prepared to put together and go through all my different colored paper and projects. So, Tiki's on the move. You gonna come up and say hi? Hey, monkey. Just don't step on the keyboard. You coming up to say hi? Come on. Come on. Come over here. Hey, good girl. Just don't step on the keyboard because I don't want you suddenly ending the stream before it's time, you little brat. Yeah, you are. Say hello, people. There. You can see the little beauty. So I guess I won't be coloring at the end of this live stream because the little monkey will be putting her face in the container. Ooh, she's going to stay for a bit. How about that? There you go. A little kitty visit. I know your brother's in the camper. Hey, Jenny says hi all the way from Scotland. Yeah. She's such a little character. Aren't you? Yeah, so, well, this was good. Have to, next week, I'm pretty sure, well, it's going to depend. Hopefully Noah is feeling much better by then. I think next week, Ven and Noah have a live on Halloween, the Thursday. So I am going to take a pass on doing a live stream next Thursday. I have excuse me, throat drying out. I have my War of the Worlds special that I need to record and edit tomorrow. And that will be up on the 30th, which is the anniversary of the radio broadcast. So I have everything pretty much prepared for that. It's just sitting in front of the camera, deciding what I want to wear to do it, and getting it recorded. And then woohoo, I have everything up on the channel for all next week, except for that War of the Worlds one. So yeah, that means we have to do some housework and stuff, Tiki. More like I have housework. She'll just chill out and be cool. Unlike Panther, who panics about the vacuum, she just wants to be sure it's not going to get too close to her tail. After that, she's good. Hey, Monkey, are you going to be my little live stream co-host? Only thing is, you don't really talk and carry on the conversation much. I know, adulting, right? I postpone it as much as I can, but every once in a while, have to actually get to it. Yes, we can hear Panther moving in his little camper. He might be traveling out soon. It's hard to say. But yeah, so we have a few different things on the go. So maybe by the the next live stream will be November the 7th, I'm thinking. So yeah, who knows what adventures we'll be talking about by then, but I should have the new recording room all put together by then, and we'll see if the little Teakers comes downstairs. Panther used to like being on things when I recorded downstairs, so he may be a regular in the videos again. What do you think, Teakers? She's going, ooh, shiny lights. Because I have a crystal and it hangs outside. And so when the sun hits it, it shines up the whole living room, which is great exercise for the little Teakers. Hey, Monkey? Is great exercise for the little Teakers. And usually she doesn't sit on me like this. She's a little daddy's girl, but dad's at work right now, so. Are you being uber cute for the live? You figured, Mom, you don't have any guests. I'll fill in. Eh? I'll fill in. Anywho. Well, I think that's about the scoop as far as reading and things, where life's at the moment. Yes, things are good, honey. Things are good. We have a few little blips, but that's okay. We'll get through it. Take care, Jenny. Have a safe drive home. Thanks for joining. Thanks to everyone who's joined in the live stream today. Much appreciated. A big thank you, as always, to Team Rewatch. I appreciate that as well. Oh, and Tiki's leaving too. She knows we're calling it a wrap. All right. Take care, everyone. I appreciate your time. Have a great one.